Hawks lose 3-2 in Edmonton, but man, that was a great game, and the Hawks held their own. Let's break it down next on the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show. Tank win. Just kidding. We're not doing that ever again. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks post-game show presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. I'm Jay Zawoski. That is the mustachioed Mario Tirabassi. Sarah Victor is over there.
Canada did not have the best day.
They had an okay day.
They had an okay day.
People at this Edmonton game, they go home kind of happy.
No, they don't. They're very unhappy.
Kind of happy.
They're going to cry themselves to sleep in their Molsons. It's okay. Hey, Hawks lose 3-2 to the Edmonton Oilers. We appreciate you being with us here. Just a few minutes short of midnight on the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show. Thank you so much. Hit that like button for us. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page as well. If you're listening to us on the podcast a little bit after the show, thank you. Make sure you're following or subscribed on your favorite app. And how about as a weekend treat, you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That would be really, really helpful.
Much appreciated.
Look, man, this was as we talked about in the pregame, another sort of measuring stick game for the Blackhawks. How are they going to stack up? How are they going to play against a team that's a Stanley Cup contender? We saw against Winnipeg. Score was lopsided, but the game felt closer than that.
Yeah.
This one, they lose in overtime, which is cheating for the Oilers because they have too many good players. It should not be allowed. And a coin flip. But other than that, the Hawks had the edge in play for at least the last 40 minutes of this game. Certainly could have won it, and a couple bad stick penalties do them in because the Oilers, as they always do, power play and overtime merchants.
For real, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you come away from this game and looking at like big picture. I think this is the kind of game that you, more often than not, I think you come away with saying like that is the kind of effort that will win you games.
Yes.
But to be done in by the Oilers' top power play unit,
right?
Which, by the way,
join the club,
is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jack Roslovic.
Yeah.
Like, Jack Roslovic, right? Off-season.
Like, signed the last day of the offseason.
All off-season, we're like, why is no one signing Jack Roslovic?
He knew.
And then he has to wait all the way to October, and then, ho-hum, I'm just going to be on the top power play with McDavid and Draisaitl. Must be rough. But you got Nugent-Hopkins, Roslovic, Bouchard, McDavid, Draisaitl.
It's tough.
Come on. Like, that's how the best teams in the league have trouble with that on the power play. So you're done in by that unit twice, and then you get McDavid, Bouchard, Draisaitl in overtime. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. But other than literally those two power plays and the way that the game ended in overtime, Hawks had the advantage.
Yeah.
Hawks, through for the entirety of the game, were, they were controlling more of the game. Early on, it was more Oilers, but they kind of they found the momentum.
First, the Oilers really kind of found a little pocket of domination.
Yeah, but they were.
I saw Lala last year.
They were able to find that momentum. That the power play goal from Bertuzzi about midway through the second period is really the spike in the turning point. And then they had really good stretches of controlled play in the offensive zone. I really liked Ryan Greene's game was really great.
Yeah.
André Burakovsky, he's been fantastic.
He's so good.
Not only in this game, but just in this so far to start the season, he's been really good. Artyom Levshunov had a really good game. Connor Bedard was feeling it. Spencer Knight had a solid game in net. The OT winner's a tough tough play to make on the first and second efforts. But all around, like I'm not upset with the game. It stinks to not come away with a win,
of course,
in a game that you played like that. But that's just one of those games where you just kind of like tip your hat to be like, oh, you have two of the 4 or 5 best players on the planet. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, what I liked about this game is every time we had those moments where we're like, oh, God, here we go.
Every McDavid shift.
Someone would make a play to get the Hawks out of trouble. It was Wyatt Kaiser. I think Alex Vlasic had a really solid game defensively. I think you already mentioned Artyom Levshunov had a really good game. Just controlling the puck. Even you had a play by Louis Crevier, shorthanded, that sprung Ilya Mikheyev on a shorthanded breakaway.
Yeah.
You're having guys that are not, even against the best and fastest and most dominant offensive players on the planet, and McDavid and Draisaitl, they don't look overmatched. They don't look overwhelmed. You don't see them panic. They know and they believe that they can hang with these guys now. And yeah, at some point, do we want to see, are the moral victories going to start to get old and feel old? 100%.
Yes,
but
they will.
The schedule's been tough. They've been playing really hard teams. It's about to get a little bit easier. You've got Seattle next, then you've got Vancouver, a revenge game there, Calgary, who's really struggled this year, and then Detroit, who started the season really strong and has kind of come back to earth a little bit. You've got a chance here in this road trip to pick up some wins. You've already got 1 point. Again, I'm not here for moral victories, but as we said going into the season, it's how do these games look? Don't worry about the point total. Don't worry about the standings. How do the games look? And you can go pretty much every game they've played this year, they've either been right in it, and the game that I think they looked the worst in, they won 3-1 against Utah.
Right. Yeah, I think you look at the way that this game went. They were down 1-0, fought back and tied it. Down 2-1, fought back and tied it. It's good to see the resilience of the team and not to just kind of fall back and say, okay, it's the Oilers. We don't really have a chance to come back. Like, they were in it. They were right in it. They found their ways to get a chance to win the game. Right. Finding that path and being able to follow it is a big step forward for this group from the last few seasons. And I think you come away from this game, it's as much as it is a loss, it's a momentum builder, especially coming off of the Winnipeg game where even that game, the 6-3 score doesn't feel as lopsided as the actual play was.
Not ominous.
Yeah, this was another step, at least to look at this as if you isolate this road trip on its own away from the rest of the season, you start the Winnipeg game, this game is a step above what that was. And as you mentioned, I think the next couple of games, you're going to find a little bit more of evenly matched. If not, you might feel a little favored in some of those games.
Yeah, and what I really love, too, is just the compete this team has. And they're never giving up on a play. They're always back-checking. They're, plays that seem dead, you'll see guys kind of lay out to try to break up a zone exit, or they're kind of doing this whatever it takes to win thing. And is that sustainable? I don't know. I think it is, because you've kind of built a team of guys like that, and you've sort of drafted players like that. That's what Kyle Davidson's focus has been. And the one guy who maybe would have been a concern in that regard over the last couple of years would be Connor Bedard, where it sort of felt like through his freshman and sophomore years that it was going to be, okay, well, he'll just be like the one-dimensional offensive guy and lead the team in scoring, and you'll live with the defensive lapses that he brings.
Yeah.
This year has been totally different. We have seen him back check several times, breaking up plays. Today, he was very dependable in the defensive zone, trying to lift sticks, trying to win board battles, trying to play as physically as he can. I love the way he's playing. Got another assist today. There's just so much to feel good about with this team, and I feel like if it keeps going this way and they keep building and you get more development from Rinzel, more development from Levshunov, Greene gets more comfortable, whatever it might be, or at some point you bring up more, you bring up Lardis, whatever it might be, you're going to start winning some of these moral victory games.
Right, yeah.
And this game, they had a scoring chance in overtime. Stuart Skinner stopped it. Spencer Knight made the initial stop on Bouchard, and he just poked in a rebound. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the difference in the game. It's a game of inches. There's that other chance, too. Is it the first period where Bedard had the kind of waited for a screen, pulled back, and then shot a wrist shot that Stuart Skinner gloves through a screen?
Yeah,
like there were so many moments like that. Bedard hit a post. Nazar hit a post. You could make the same argument that Draisaitl scored with .001 left on the clock.
Yeah.
But it had expired. But, like, they're right there with the teams everyone believes when the smoke clears after 82 games are going to be competing for the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And that to me is, regardless of the outcome, massively encouraging about the direction of this organization.
Yeah, I think it's night in and night out. You're starting to anticipate the type of effort you're gonna see. I think now we've got 12 games sample size of how they've started this season, and I don't think you really have to wonder all that much about, like, what is this team gonna look like. I think we're starting to get a sense of, like, this is how they're gonna compete. This is how they're gonna play. This is who's going to be effective in what scenarios. I mean, Ilya Mikheyev continues to deserve praise for his penalty killing efforts. Bedard and Nazar and being able to, generate offense. Bertuzzi and Teravainen are great complementary options. Bertuzzi on the power play is like, he's just becoming, it's so funny. It's just like with Bertuzzi, these just very random, unique skills that he has of just like, okay, he's on the power play. What makes him effective? Well, he becomes basically a basketball backboard.
Put his foot down, put the stick there.
Just make your body like something to bounce a puck off of. Like it's just a very unique thing, but it's something that gives the Blackhawks an edge. And I think you're starting to kind of just see those guys start to find their little niches and their little spots that make them really effective when called upon, and I think that's evident of a group that's starting to find their way. And we mentioned Burakovsky. Like I think coming in to this season and looking at, okay, well, what can he do? Well, here's what he's done in the last 2 seasons in Seattle. Not great. Can he be the guy that he was in Colorado? And I mean, I think early on, the returns on that trade are going really well.
Yes,
I
did see Joe Veleno in the press box. With the Canadians.
I don't think Joe Veleno would be doing what André Burakovsky has been able to do. So I think that's been working out. And defensively, like Sam Renzel still having some moments of those rookie moments. Yeah, but he's starting to kind of feel a little bit more predictable. Artyom Levshunov is getting a little bit better. Wyatt Kaiser had some good moments. Like I think there's still those things that you pick out and say, like, this is what this team is, and you're starting to kind of cement some of those early, like, is this unsustainable? What can you expect out of this team? I think you're starting to, at least for me, I'm starting to feel like I know what I'm going to get out of some of these guys. Yeah, and I think that's a big thing for this group.
We got to nominate our Game Puck nominees. You'll get those votes in. But before we do, someone in the chat mentioned, like, they're finally closing the shots on goal gap. And that's fine. That's one thing. But beyond shots on goal, because a lot of times shots on goal, like, hey, we're down late, so we're just going to throw everything on net. And they're not high-quality shots on goal. Mm-hmm. The Hawks had a 9-5 high-danger scoring chance advantage in this game. You mentioned it earlier. Scoring chances for were 25-24 in favor of the Oilers. Like, those are kind of like the granular, when you look a little deeper sort of things. Expected goals, the Hawks were 2.52.
At 5-on-5.
At 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Like, in comparison to the Oilers, who are 1.86. That's the sort of stuff, aside from just shots on goal or even shot attempts, those tell a limited story. But when you start to look at the quality of the chances the Hawks are generating, that's really when you start to see, you never saw that last year. Never were they significantly ahead in expected goals or high danger chances. Sometimes they'd outshoot or they'd be, oh, hey, better game today. Their Corsi rating was 45 instead of 30, which we saw sometimes. Yeah. Right now they're winning these battles. They're getting high danger chances. They're right there in scoring chances with, again, the most electric offense in the NHL. We got to hit the break zone. When we come back, we're going to give you our nominees for Game Pucks. I know we got to get some super chats as well, and we're keeping an eye on the post-game video from Jeff Blashill and others. We'll bring that to you before we're done tonight on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast presented by Bet365. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has all the things you're looking for in a sports betting app. It's got high betting limits, low holds, and the best customer service around. You've got an issue, Circa Sports Illinois is going to solve it. You can bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. We've got the Chicago football team versus the team from Cincinnati. Woo, should be a barn burner.
Should be.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Going to be great.
Yes, so bet on that game or something potentially entertaining. It's up to you. Spreads, props, futures, in-game, or more. Circa Sports has it. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Do this. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. To do so, you must be 21 or older, and if you or someone you love has a gambling problem, you can call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And after you win,
yes,
you can check out Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram because new vehicles are in store there, and this is your chance to score a great deal at the Drive into Fall event. Head to Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on Route 12 today to choose from their huge inventories of, you guessed it, new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams' vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on new models, or you can shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With the friendly team of brand experts, those at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram are there to help you during each step of your car shopping journey. And with Ray's price promise, you can shop confidently with no add-ons and no hidden fees. Check out our partner today to shop one of the Chicago area's largest inventories to find the right new vehicle for you. Don't miss out on the Drive into Fall event for huge savings on new models. For more information, visit Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram today on Route 12 in Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963.
All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks presented by Bet365. We have to present our Game Puck nominees. Mario, the floor is yours.
I am going to go with André Burakovsky. With him on the ice tonight at all strengths, he led the Blackhawks in Corsi for percentage at 65.9%. Shots for percentage, 73.9%. That's 17 shots for and 6 against with him on the ice. Individually, at all strengths, his individual expected goals number was a .83 that led the team. Individual chances for was 6. Individual scoring chances 4. Individual high danger chances 3. And he did score a goal and was all over the ice. Big game for Burakovsky.
He just looks so confident with the puck. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Actually, someone tweeted me the other day a comp that I'll run by you later in the show. Remind me to do that. Okay. I'm going to go with Artyom Levshunov on this one. And was he the best Hawk tonight? No, but I love the growth I'm seeing from him. And this is kind of a collective over the last handful of games reward for him. Just really starting to come into his own. That hesitation we were seeing from him early in the season where he'd kind of get stuck between decisions, that is happening far less frequently. He is starting, I think when you see him using his body, using his physicality, that starts to show you how good he's feeling about things. In this game, had an assist, 14-17 of ice time, a shot, another shot attempt, and 4 block shots. That led the team. That Hawks only had 17 block shots. That's crazy. It seems like more than that. But anyway, block shots are always done by some old man in the booth who's probably half distracted today watching the World Series.
Yeah, as everybody was.
I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine, but just another game of solid play from Levshunov. And for the second game in a row, I have seen him, especially on the power play, like with the stick way up in the air, like, I'm ready. I'm ready to shoot. Throw me the puck.
Yeah.
Like, he's just starting to get, shaking off the early season stuff, getting used to the system, getting used to the coaches, and starting to come into his own a little bit. Tonight was his 5th assist on the season. So
that's good.
He is having a solid start statistically. I believe he's a +6 on the year.
That's good.
That might have actually, he was on the ice for overtime, so that would be a minus. So I think he's still +5. But he's having a much better run here. So this is a last 3 games cumulative nomination for Game Pucks.
And, that's good. Like you want players like him, like all these young players. Just you don't have to be the best guy on the ice each night. Like just keep stacking good performances because that builds your base layer of like expectations and what these guys can start believing that they can do at the NHL level because they put it on film. They go out there and they have these performances. It just builds more of that belief of like, okay, here's what I can do. Here's what I need to work on. Here's what's working for me. Here's what I can lean on, positive tendencies and those winning habits that Jeff Blashill has been preaching. Those are things that they can build and lean on and start to feel like they're more natural in their game. And it just builds their confidence.
All right, let's get to these super chats. Thank you so much for sending them. AJJU, I'm not sure how to say that, so I'll say that. Says Oilers are supposed to win it all this year. The Hawks dominated them at 5-on-5. The team should be really proud of their effort today. Artie is a stud. That's $5. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're just sort of talking about Levshunov there. But yeah, I mean that's it. Like they were but there's no whatever stat you want to pull, go ahead and pull it. The Hawks had the edge in play at 5-on-5, significantly so.
If they play this game with penalties turned off, they win.
Yeah. And Wirtz case scenario says overtime was shorter than a Wirtz press conference, but we got there without divine intervention. That's basically a parade. Break out the Malort. There you go.
Sure.
By the way, if you missed it, a couple weeks ago, had a nice half-hour sit-down with Danny Wirtz. Talked about myriad topics. So
we haven't had a myriad in a while.
He will talk. He will chat with you. Yeah, he's not afraid to. Not afraid to talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am still encouraged. I'm still encouraged by this kind of effort. And as we said, like you put this kind of effort against 2/3 of the league, and I think you come away with a positive outcome. So I'm encouraged by that. Not something we said very often last year, and I think that we're still in. I think we're still in this mindset of just baby stepping things.
Yeah.
After what we've seen the last few seasons, but I still feel encouraged off of the start that they had. That's like, wow, that's above expectations. And even games like the last 2, you're like, kind of still above expectations. And it's even though it's games that you don't come out on the winning side of, like still like the effort and the performance is above what we've seen. Like they're kind of crossing that they're raising that bar of what you should expect from this group. And like that's positive. I'm still feeling, and I feel like in the chat it's pretty reflective of that as well. Like even though it's a loss, it was a good game.
Yeah. And as the super chatter said, like they got to overtime without some sort of miracle, and that's it. And if anything, the miracle was for the Oilers to get to overtime because the Hawks had such an edge in play in the third period. So yeah, like it's just a very different feel around everything this year. And I mean, getting that extra point tonight would have felt magnificent. We probably would have had twice as many people watching us live. By the way, it's past midnight. We have like 350 people watching. That's amazing. 364, that's great. But a lot of you have not hit that like button. So make sure you do that. It helps us move up the rankings and get hockey higher up on the YouTube algorithms. We need your help there. So hit that like button for us.
Some interesting comments coming out from Spencer Knight and Jeff Blashill regarding the baseball game being broadcast at the same time on the Jumbotron at the Rogers Center. Rogers Place?
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Rogers something. Spencer Knight says he had no idea the Dodgers had won the World Series. Based on the crowd reaction in this is from Ben Pope, by the way. Based on the crowd reaction in the second period, he assumed the Blue Jays had won. Quote, it was around the net and everyone was quiet. Then all of a sudden, everyone started to freak out. I almost jumped a little bit and was like, what the F was going on? And then I had to remind myself, oh yeah, World Series. Jeff Blashill on the game being distracting from Mark Lazarus says, was the game distracting? Blashill, quote, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. I couldn't help but look either. The crowd went nuts, and I was trying to figure out what was going on, so it was a weird, interesting moment. He said the Hawks did not request the game to be taken off the Jumbotron in the third period. I don't know if that was rumored or not. But
no, I mean,
watching on TV.
Sure.
We also had the other screen here in the office on the World Series game. So whenever something happened in the World Series game, we would see it, and then we would hear, like 2 seconds later, the reaction from the Edmonton crowd of what was happening, either positive or negative. So I got to imagine, and Ben Pope tweeted about it during the game too, that is just got to be one of the weirdest environments to be in as a player or even just as a fan, where you're like, I can't imagine like a Blue Jays fan and an Oilers fan going to that game and like staring up at the screen, like watching the baseball game while the hockey's happening down here and just being like, oh, snap, like McDavid's on the ice. Right. Oh, wait, they just tied the game. Like, it's just got to be a surreal, weird experience. And then as the players, like, trying to react to what the crowd's doing, it's just like, you don't know what's happening. Then you have to look up, and you're on the bench, and you're in the middle of a professional hockey game, and then the World Series Game 7 is right above you.
I am a little surprised that they let it be on during play, but it is Game 7 of a World Series. You got an entire nation in Canada, cheering for the Blue Jays, so I understand that. And look, it doesn't sound like that's what the Hawks are doing, making an excuse about it and saying, oh, it cost us a game. No, they're not.
It's just commenting on the
atmosphere. But the Oilers had to deal with the same thing. Like, it affected them the same exact way. But, it was very strange to – I don't know. I don't know how you could, like, it's like Blashill said, I don't know how you could not occasionally just look at
of course.
What's going on up there when you see the crowd react, because
I mean, some players get distracted even just during a regular season game when nothing else is happening.
Right.
Like,
the kiss cam's on or whatever it might be. Yeah.
So when it's something like that and everyone in the crowd is reacting to it, it's just gotta be weird.
Supin 2F says, is Nazar raising Bedard's play? It seems like he's given everyone a ton of confidence. Well, I think I don't want to short sell the work that Connor Bedard put in this summer. He clearly made a commitment to improving his overall game, improving his speed, and it is showing on the ice. But I'll say this about Nazar. What Nazar does is it gives the opponent someone else to worry about, someone else to be aware of on the ice. So they have to kind of pick their poison to say, all right, are we going to put our top defenders on Bedard or our top defenders on Nazar? And I still think most nights those teams are going to say, we got to try to stop Connor Bedard, because that's the sort of guy that can tear this game open on his own. So fine. And then Frank Nazar's line gets less of a matchup, which could explain a little bit why the Teuvo line and the Bertuzzi line and the Nazar line has been producing so well, because they're not having to take top matchups all the time, and they didn't really have to do it last year either, but it wasn't quite as Nazar wasn't quite the name he's become after his hot start, after the big contract this summer. People are starting to, and of course the World Championships where he led Team USA in scoring as they won the gold medal. He is starting to demand attention, and just the attention he's demanding is freeing up opportunities for Connor Bedard. There's no doubt about it. So I think a lot of people want to see Nazar with Bedard. And look, maybe late in the game, like you saw Draisaitl and McDavid together, maybe that's something Blashill considers as the season goes on. Hey, the game's tied. We're down 1. Let's get these two on the ice together.
They play on the power play.
Yeah, the power play, of course. But I'm saying at even strength. But right now, it's working. Both guys are having success. Both guys are producing. Both lines are producing. I'm not messing with anything in that regard right now.
No, I mean, when is the last time the Blackhawks had their top 2 lines be something you had to worry about? It's been a while.
2016.
That far
I'll give
back?
them an extra year. No, I don't know. It hasn't been that long, but
yeah, I mean, it's been a while. So I think it's working, keeping them on different lines, and you want them both to be successful at centers. I think that's probably the Blackhawks' best case scenario, is that both Bedard and Nazar are long-term centers. So giving them the opportunity to do that on their own is, I think, is the right path, at least for right now. And then, Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane didn't play their entire careers on the same line.
Right.
Like, they would do it, early on in their career they did. But then they got split up, and it was more of, the quote-unquote nuclear option to go to them on the same line when you really needed to get offense going. But I don't think we're at that point now with Nazar and Bedard where it's just like nothing's happening offensively for the Hawks, so put your, load up your top line and just go at it. Like, I think it's working. It's spreading out what, as you said, it's spreading out what teams have to deal with. And for the first 2 seasons that Connor Bedard was here, he didn't have that.
Yeah, and he's got to be loving that too.
I'd imagine so.
Because to draw the toughest matchup night after night after night has to take it out of you. It has to. All right, break zone time. One more time, final break of the show. We still have the frat house on Madison to get to. We're going to reveal our game puck winners, so get your votes in. And we still hope to hear from Jeff Blashill and perhaps a couple Hawks as the postgame show rolls on. So stick around, hit that like button back in 2 on CHGO Blackhawks, presented by Bet365. Chicago Sports Network is the official TV and streaming home of the Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox, broadcasting over 300 live games per year. And here's what they've got for you, Eagle Man. CHSN offers the all-access plan. That's $29.99 a month, and you get access to the whole deal. All the programming on the network is yours for $29.99 a month. If you don't care about the Bulls and the Sox, if you're watching us, probably pretty good odds you don't care about either of them.
Maybe.
$19.99 a month. That gives you access to one team. Whichever of those 3 teams you prefer, boom, $19.99 a month. You got it. You can sign up to watch CHSN at chsn.com, or you can watch via the CHSN app, and that can be downloaded on Apple and Android devices, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Samsung TV. And if you missed it, CHSN is also available on Xfinity, DirecTV Stream, and Fubo. So lots of options for you.
Lots of options.
Visit chsn.com for more details.
We are brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I and you make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if your picks are right, you could cash in. And new at Prize Picks, they're the only app that offers stacks, which means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So if you want to pick Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns, now you can pick all 3 of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. Join millions of users and sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download Prize Picks today. Use the code CHGO, and you can get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app. Use the code CHGO to get $50 instantly after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
All right, and we are back. 27 more minutes to go on the post-game show. We've got 300, how many, Sarah? 365.
So we have gained 1 viewer since last time we checked.
See, look at that. See? And we're presented by Bet365. See that? Why do we not have 365 likes, Sarah? Make it make sense.
I was going to say the same thing.
What are we doing? Let's just hit that like button for us. Let's get that number. Where are we at? I cannot see because Matt Peck broke the TV.
188.
Oh, we can get to 200 easy.
Yeah. If we get to 200, do we get to see your mustache pictures?
Oh, we already get to see my mustache. If you want to know why Mario's face looks the way it does, he was born that way. But the mustache.
Can't do anything about that.
Why don't we let's plug it on this show? We did it on a pregame.
Sure.
Let's plug it.
It is November. Well, now it's November 2nd in real time.
We made it.
But it's November, which is sometimes known as Movember, which is when men usually will sport mustaches.
Anyone can do it.
And sometimes they do it just for fun. Sometimes they do it for fundraising. I'm doing it for fundraising to support men's mental health initiatives and resources, prostate cancer and testicular cancer awareness and resources, as well as suicide prevention resources as well through Movember.com. The spiel I gave on the pregame show, I'll give it here. Every one of us knows somebody or has been directly impacted by all those things, whether it's mental health struggles or issues, people who have gone through battles of cancer. I'm someone who values my mental health, being in a good spot as much as possible. I go to therapy.
Therapy's the best day of the week.
It's a good one. I've had family members that have gone through having prostate cancer, and so it's just something that I wanted to do, felt compelled to do. So I am fundraising through Movember.com. If you feel so inclined, you can go there, throw a couple bucks on my page. That would be awesome. Or you can start your own and grow your own mustache and help the efforts to benefit men's health and resources. And it's different. I couldn't go all the way only mustache because I've had my beard for 13 years and I didn't want to say goodbye to it completely. But yeah, it's taking some getting used to, as my wife said this morning when I got out of the bathroom. She's like, "Oh, this is different." I mean, she hasn't seen my clean-shaven face for 13 years, so it's been a while.
Yeah. Well, it's working. It's working. It's growing on me. For sure. Yeah.
Good. Get used to it. It's going to look like this for a whole month.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe longer.
So yeah, we already raised over $100. Mario has already raised over $100. So that's awesome stuff. Yeah, donate, chip in. I will not be doing that because if I shave a mustache again, I haven't told in no uncertain terms that my wife will leave me.
3 strikes and you're out.
And there,
you've done it twice.
You made a little montage there, huh, Sarah? There, go ahead, just get it over with. There are my mustache photos, shirtless in both.
I like the one on the left. I think the longer stash suits you better.
All right.
The shorter stash does not.
So the one on the left.
You also have 2 different poses you're going with. In
yes. One is significantly older than the other. The one with the Hulk Hogan style mustache, I was doing that to motivate my softball team, and I was calling myself Coach Shooter. And I wore high socks, and I wore shorter shorts than normal. And then inevitably, when you do something silly in a baseball game or a softball game, somebody gets hurt. So you're dealing with an injury with some sort of ridiculous. I remember one year the girls painted mustaches with eye black.
Oh yeah.
And a girl got hurt, and we're all out there and painted mustaches, and it was look how ridiculous we all look right now. This girl has got a broken leg, so it's rough. So I try to steer away from Coach Shooter, but we might have to pull him out for the tournament tomorrow. We'll see.
Maybe
we'll see.
Maybe.
All right, is it time to enter the frat house? We got a lot of time left, but let's do it.
Hey, we're talking about mustaches. We might as well go to the frat house,
yeah,
right?
That's right. This music legitimately rules. All right, the frat house on Madison to honor all the youths on the Blackhawks. Today we are profiling Ryan Greene, who had an assist, +1, 17:33 of ice time, a shot on goal. Only 1 of 5 from the dot, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. Really, really kind of fitting in nicely. What I like about Ryan Greene is you've got these dynamic, high skill, fast skating. Bedard obviously is all over the place, kind of just weaving through traffic, finding his thing. Burakovsky has gotten that way, so he's got more comfortable too.
Yeah.
Ryan Greene provides that offensive stability where he's going to make, more often than not, a safe play. The puck's going to be on the tape of Bedard or Burakovsky to make something happen. He's a really smart hockey player, understands the game, understands where to be, and also has a little more ability than I think we gave him credit for.
Cerebral is the word that Jeff Blashill has used to describe him. Yeah, I mean, I think he's filling in nicely on that top line. As we talk about guys finding their roles and finding their spots, I think with that trio, you're kind of letting Bedard and Burakovsky drive a lot, but you still want to be a guy who can be reliable in the right spots offensively. There were a few plays tonight, where he's, back checking and stripping pucks and causing disruptions in transition for the Oilers. Yeah. So he adds that element to that top line. And I mean, talk about a guy going from, you're going to Rockford, no wait, come back. Right. You're going to play in Chicago. Yeah. Then you're going to play, bottom 6, 4th line. You're going to be in that rotation. And then you work your way up and you get some time to play on the 3rd line when Dickinson's out, and then another injury allows you to play on the top line. You get power play opportunities on the 2nd unit. This Ryan Greene feels like found money for the Blackhawks right now.
100%.
Like,
yes.
To get the performance that he's had through the first 12 games, for a guy who's a rookie who was expected to be in Rockford, like it couldn't be going better to start the season for Ryan Greene, and that's, as you said, I think the offensive abilities he has is a little bit underrated, but he doesn't really have to, at least so far, hasn't been asked to tap into that. It hasn't been, hey, Ryan Greene, go out there and be a point per game guy. Like, no, he's playing within the system. He's playing within the player that is going to make him successful at the NHL level, and they're not asking him to do anything above that, which I think is really smart of this group. And when you look across the board, like these guys are kind of fitting in the right ways. Like, no one's having to do too much that they're not expected to or not able to. Everyone's being able to handle their assignments right now, which is great. And Ryan Greene is really run with the opportunity.
57th overall, second-round pick in 2022. Just turned 22, 11 days ago. Mm-hmm. I'm really curious to see where his offensive game goes. Because, like we said, that's not a guy who you thought when drafted, when developed, when watching him play at Boston, didn't project as a big scorer in the NHL, and I still don't think he will be, but there's a little more there than I thought. Just the ability to put the puck on the tape and the ability to, like, which game was it where he had the, like, it was kind of a might have been against the Jets. It was like kind of a partial break. And he did kind of like a knuckleball breakaway shot. Like, it was a really nice scoring. And he, instead of just, I think a lot of young players will either stick handle themselves out of position to shoot, or they'll just try to rip it as hard as they can. Like, he was definitely trying to put some finesse on the shot. That for a player that young with only 13 NHL games under his belt, to have that kind of poise and confidence. There was a moment in this game too, in the third, where it looked like McDavid was going to get into the offensive zone from the neutral zone, and Ryan Greene was able to tie him up and fight him off the puck. He's just confident, and his Beach Picnic Joy says Greene is as cool as a cucumber. Yeah, he is. Like, he's just, nothing phases him. He is, and for a guy, again, 13 games into his career, it's super encouraging, and maybe ultimately in 2-3 years he ends up being a catalyst and leader in Rockford, but I'm not writing him off as an NHL player. I'm really not, because he's held his own. When they put him on the top line, I was kind of, I don't know. You saw him be okay on the bottom six to start the year, but he's fitting beautifully. And is it a coincidence that line has looked so good when he was added to that wing? Maybe. I don't think so, though.
No, I think it's the right mix of who you want to be playing with Bedard and Burakovsky, because you had Donato up there initially, and Ryan Greene has, I would say, similar traits defensively as I would say Donato. Not the offensive pop right now, or probably won't, but doesn't have what Donato can bring offensively right now. But I would say the role of being like a guy that you can trust to go and get pucks, trust to be in the right spot. Like, Donato is able to do that. Greene's able to do that. So you kind of get a similar profile on one end of the ice in a guy like Ryan Greene, but you're not getting that offensive jump. But I think it still works. And then consistency with him, I think, was the name of the game in college. Over 30 points in all 3 of his seasons at Boston University. He was named a captain in his final season. He's, top line center. He was top power play, penalty kill, like, did really everything. And I think he does have that kind of well-rounded game where he can be one of those players that can play all over your lineup and do different things that you're asking him to. It's just, you don't want to give him all of that right away in his rookie season, but what he's been given so far, he's been able to handle.
We should also mention, too, Spencer Knight, good bounce-back game. Stopped 27 of 30 Oilers shots. Allowed 3. Had an expected goals against of 3.03. So 0.03 goal save above expected.
There you go.
But it was good to see. I'm glad they went back to him after a tough night against the Jets. And he was solid. I don't know. I don't remember any crazy, highlight reel saves necessarily, but just very solid, very steady in the net, and gave this team a chance to win when in that first period things started getting away from them a little bit.
Yeah, you always want to be able to have a goaltender back there that when things get a little shaky, you can at least rely on him to make the saves that you need him to in those big moments. And I think Knight was able to do that for the most part in this game. And yeah, I mean, he's very clearly the go-to guy for this group. I know that Jeff Blashill always likes to credit Arvid Soderblom for also playing well this season, but I mean, I think it's very clear we're going to see Spencer Knight at this pace. He's going to play at least 60 games.
Yeah.
Like this was what, start number 8 for him?
It's 8
out of 12.
Yeah.
Like that's a starter. Like that is a full-fledged starter in this league, and he's playing up to it right now. Every game that he's played, aside from the Jets game, you say he was there to give them a chance to win.
100%. He's earned the opportunity to be the starter. I think he was a guy who in Florida was very happy to be part of a winning organization, but you could tell this by the way he handled himself when he came here, how he handled the offseason, and the way he talks about it. He was chomping at the bit for his opportunity to become a full-time starter in the NHL. I think he's very pleased to be here. The 3-year extension shows his level of commitment to staying here, improving it. I'm really excited about his future. Like, it's another one where, as we're thinking about the Seth Jones trade potentially happening last year, I don't know if a goalie was on the radar for anybody.
No,
and
not me.
And I heard that like, oh, okay, Spencer Knight, that gives him a shot to maybe this is just the guy going forward.
And a first.
Yes, he was awesome last year and has continued. And so he's been terrific. And I'm really glad to see, much like this team, when they have a bad period or they have a bad game, they bounce back. Spencer Knight now doing the same thing.
Yeah. I feel confident anytime Spencer Knight is back there. So I have to imagine the team is confident too. Of all the comments over the last 2 post-game shows about my physical appearance,
only 2?
Daniel Holland comparing me to George Peros. That made me laugh. Thank you, Daniel. That's appreciated.
Okay.
And no, for all those wondering, I am not stoned. I've never been stoned. I just have a tired-looking face.
It's just my face. That's how my face looks, sir.
I've
You ever seen that Detroiters?
I've literally dealt with that my entire life.
There's an episode of Detroiters where Malcolm Jamal Warner's like, your eyes just look so sad. And Tim Robinson's like, it's just how my face is. It's how my skull looks. it's so
yeah,
funny.
that's just it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you going to say, Sarah?
I get scared to ask these questions on this show. But
It is.
It's after dark. Let's do it.
12:40 in the morning.
Who's George Peros?
Okay, George Peros is a former NHL enforcer who is the current director of current.
I believe
is he
so.
Still the director of player safety?
Yes.
Which is like
I thought I missed that because
this would be like giving out. What's your favorite sport?
Baseball.
Okay, well,
To watch.
Let's do football. Let's do
Football.
basketball.
Let's do basketball.
It'd be like giving Dennis Rodman the role, or Bill Lambier. You're
I
probably
like
too
Dennis
young to remember
Rodman.
that. Dennis
Dennis
Rodman, the
Dennis
role of
Rodman.
like you're in charge of the safety of the league. It's like what? No, that's the worst choice
I
ever.
don't know. I kind of he worked for him to break all the rules.
But yeah, it's just like why would you pick
There's
a guy
Sarah.
who is
Okay,
famous
okay.
for not following the rules?
There's George Peros.
Or you
I
just
sent it in
it.
Slack.
yeah. It's a
Okay.
good
Yeah,
That's all I had though.
He's
He's also one of the founders of Violent Gentlemen, the hockey
the hockey
outfitting
brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving a guy whose job it was to spread CTE across the league.
Yes.
To say no, now
Johnny
you're
Apple
now
CTE.
you're in charge of safety is. I mean, that's an NHL thing.
It is 100%. Yes. Earlier, I mentioned
Yes,
someone
remind me of
tweeted
the
me
thing.
a comp to
Burakovsky.
André Burakovsky. Martin Havlát. Now, Havlát, in my mind,
More cups than
stands
Havlát.
out as a little more skilled,
I would say so.
like
yeah.
maybe a little more high end of a player.
Yeah.
But when you look at the numbers, his career best was 08-09 with the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
He had 77 points in 81 games.
Pretty good.
His first year with the Hawks, he had 57 points in 56 games, so over a point per game. So a higher level producer. It's also worth pointing out that in his years with the Hawks from 2006 to 2009, scoring in this league was nowhere close to what it is now. So
Right.
77 points in 08-09
Yeah.
is probably like 90 points now.
Yes.
But I think
Era adjusted.
I would say Havlát is a little more, or I'm sorry, Burakovsky is a little more willing to get to the harder areas, a little more of an interior player, where Havlát was a bit of a perimeter guy, was kind of, well, he was injury prone, so was Burakovsky. But I think that in terms of like, I don't know, in terms of the offensive impact, I see the similarities, but I think Havlát, when healthy, was a better player than Burakovsky. I just thought it was interesting, though. It did get me thinking about that a little bit, like,
Yeah.
huh. And maybe the thought is more of like, is Burakovsky like Martin Havlát? Could he fill the role of Martin Havlát on this team of building that bridge until the elite winger, however they joins Connor Bedard someday? Like he filled the gap to Hossa.
Yeah. Well, you got this year and next for Burakovsky.
Yeah.
So, yes, he could place hold a guy that you pair with Connor Bedard and say, like, you are a skilled enough guy to play on a top line spot. And then by the end of next season, are you banking that Frondell or Moore
Or whoever they draft this year.
whoever, like,
Right.
you know,
Kancherov.
maybe Kancherov comes over, maybe Frondell comes over and is the number 2 center, and then Frank Nazar goes on the wing or something. Like, yeah, I think you could do a lot worse than this version that we've seen so far through 12 games of André Burakovsky, and he has seasons in his past of, you know, pretty decent production. I know it's a few seasons ago, but 61 points when he was with the Avalanche in that 21-22 season. So I think, you know, I'm not going to say that that's a 1-for-1 comp, but it can be similar in the purpose that it serves.
Yeah.
By the way, Martin Havlat's 77 points in 2008-2009, top 25 in the league. 3 players topped 100 points that season. Without looking, can you name the 3? Or at least guess.
For the Hawks or for the league?
For the league.
Oh, boy.
2008-2009, 3 players topped 100 points.
Crosby.
Yep.
Ovechkin.
Yep.
Malkin.
Yep. There you go. Last season, 2024-25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players topped 100 points. And 77 points would have gotten you 31st in the league in scoring.
All right. That's not as big of a... So what did you say? It was 20... What was it? 25th for Havlát?
It was 22nd.
Okay,
for
22nd.
Havlát, yeah.
That's not as big of a drop as I thought it would be.
But there definitely was a bell curve of...
Oh, yeah.
Of point... Well,
yes.
This way, bell curve.
Right.
Of where points, you know, you would have multiple guys having 100 points. Goal scoring was really high. And then it was like that early 2010s to mid 2010s. I still cannot get over that Jamie Benn in 2015 won the scoring title with 87 points.
That's insane.
So weird in the modern day to see that. That was 2014-15, I think, right?
I think that's
I gotta
right.
look that up.
That feels accurate.
It was either 2014-15. Jamie Benn had 87 points, and that led the league.
What's funny, like you think like
in an 82 game season.
Like Jonathan Toews was considered one of the best players of his era. His career high was 81 points.
Yeah, that was the 18-19
He was never a point per game player in his entire career.
That's crazy. I
mean, and yeah, he did a lot of other things, but actually wait, in 12-13, he had 48 points in 47 games. So that would be the year.
That was the shortened
year. Yeah. But it's just, I'm glad that the offense, and part of it is, I think the league is more talented now than it's been probably since I started watching in the mid 90s.
The golden era.
I do believe that, see, it's hard for me to call it a golden era because I feel like the golden era, people were really watching it.
Yeah.
Like early 90s, people were locked in on hockey. I don't think that's the case, but in terms of the talent in the league, for as watered down as we're fearful it is or will become with so many damn teams, you've got some really high-end talent and some teams with a lot of really high-end talented players. Look at the Oilers. Look at where we think the Hawks are going to be in a couple of years. Look at where the Sharks are going to be in a couple of years. Look at the Dallas Stars. Like, there's a lot of teams with a lot of really good players. So this is a very, very healthy time for the NHL. And when you look at the cap going up as high as it's going, that represents that people are starting to catch on to how good these teams are and how good these players are. So it's good. I hope that it really can kind of break through. I had hoped that the ESPN deal would have helped a little more in terms of like hockey at the forefront of the sport. It's never going to beat football.
Well, you got to have a
basketball,
network that
like,
prioritizes it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, now that baseball's over, and
well, it's football season.
I know, but like, it's just one less thing in the way of hockey. And then when football ends, it'll be basketball and hockey. And I do feel like when hockey season's around and games are on, like if it's the game of the week on ESPN, Scott Van Pelt will usually lead the show with that game. So that's something. But how is SportsCenter still like appointment TV for people? I don't think so. Like when I was in college, it was like SportsCenter's on. Boom, we're watching SportsCenter.
It's really not.
So maybe there's just really no way to do that anymore. You just hope that the teams in the big markets are competitive and more people start watching and the sport grows that way. You hope.
Well, and yeah, you also just you have to highlight the. You just have to highlight the league better. If I'm speaking from an ESPN perspective, there was a night a few days ago where you had OT winner. I gotta go back and find it exactly, but there was a night where you had, I think it was a Celebrini OT winner. It wasn't the Bedard hat trick night, but you had, I think it was maybe the night that Anyways, my point was going to be, there were a lot of like really cool moments and plays and exciting OT winners, exciting moments, exciting games. And the one thing that the ESPN account like tweeted out was a fight between Matt Rempe and Ryan Reeves. And it's just like here's an opportunity as the rights holder, as ESPN, to put up something like really like, wow, draws you in.
5 amazing things that happened tonight.
Here's some sweet plays, and it was just like, oh, here's the 2 biggest dudes punching each other. Okay,
yeah,
like that serves a portion of the hockey fan base. Like, all right, whatever. I don't know. I just think there's, I don't know. We don't have enough time for me to coherently air.
Well, don't worry. If you have
YouTube
TV, you no longer have ESPN, so you don't have to worry about it.
Here's one thing I wanted to mention, though. Between the 2013-14 and the 2017-18 season, there were 6 instances of a player scoring 100 points or more. That's it. Between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons, only 6 instances. McDavid did it twice. Sidney Crosby, Kane, Patrick Kane, Nikita Kucherov, and Claude Giroux. 102 points.
There you go.
So,
all right, 2 super chats to get to before we wrap up. Test My Tickles says, I have $20 for your enjoyment. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Eddie says, hello from Seattle. I'm a Kraken season ticket holder, but a Chicago transplant and a Hawks fan first. Looking forward to seeing this version of the Hawks Monday night. Don't let me down, guys. Yes, it'd be nice to get back in the win column against the Kraken, who are off to a decent start.
They are. I think we looked at them and said, oh, like, what are they? Well, they're even with the Hawks as far as record goes, so should be a fun game.
Game puck winner.
Who's the winner, Sarah?
Burakovsky.
André
Nice.
Burakovsky.
I was like, don't even.
There you go.
Yeah. Just like it's spelled.
Just like it's spelled.
Yeah, Burakovsky.
Burakovsky.
Just like Zawoski. Everyone struggles with my name.
Yeah.
Looks like it's spelled.
He won by 68% of the votes.
Almost nice.
Almost nice.
Yeah.
I got to
almost
enter
this.
it into the log.
You know.
No one's going to catch Spencer Knight, I don't think, but we're close. Knight has 6 game pucks. Bedard has 2. Lucas Reichel has 1. Colton Dock has 1, and André Burakovsky has 1.
All right.
There you go. And that
Wrap it
shuts
up.
the chapter
That's
on
that.
tonight's Hawks postgame show.
Let's go home.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for hitting a like. We will talk to you Monday before and after Hawks and Kraken right here on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.